Salakia. Alright. Opening prayer. Hallelujah. 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 Lord's Prayer, Matthew 6, 9 through 13. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakwavka. Taba'a. Aratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Barataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Lathalanawa. Lacham. Ka. Yawam. Wasalaknawa. Kabawafinawa. Kasalaknawa. Kabawafinawa. Wala'a. Tabiyainawa. Banasayawan. Abo. Habashainawa. Man. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwaf. Wa'ala. Wataparaf. Laiwalamyum. Amen. Hallelujah. 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 Ho.Iashar. Our Father, Yahweh, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. By Hashem Mashiach Yahushua the water Amen. Hallelujah. 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 Shema. Yashirallah. Yahweh. Alahayanawa. Yahweh. Achah. Shema. Yashirallah. Yahweh. Alahayanawa. Yahweh. Achah. Shema. Yashirallah. Yahweh. Alahayanawa. Yahweh. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our power, Yahweh is one. Deuteronomy 6, verse 4, Credo of Israel. Hallelujah. 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 Blessed, O Most High, Yahweh, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushai. Let us keep your laws, statutes, and commandments, and reverence you forever and ever, Most High, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushai, the water of money. Hallelujah. Blessed are the Feast of Tabernacles, Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Ho.Iashar, Barak, Nawa, Chaag, Sakawath, Wa, Nawa, Shabbat, Wa, Nawa, Rum, Yawam, Ho.Iashar, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, the water, from Yad, Awalam. Amen. Hallelujah. 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 Ho.Iashar. Good. Salakia. Good. Yeshua, be seated. Shalom. So everybody, Ashar, Chaag, Sakawath. Happy Feast of Tabernacles, Day 8 closing, and a holy Shabbat. Shalom from the House of Israel congregation, and to all the brothers, sisters, and the nation of Israel. Hallelujah. All praise to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahushai. Just doing a little closing ceremony tonight with the ones of us that's left here, the few, the proud. God, you know, we can't keep these feast days how we really want to a lot of times. We're still in this setup and this system. A lot of brothers and sisters for sure that would have loved to be here, but because of ties to this society, you know, that's why it's good to get the calendars early when we bring them out, and mark your dates. Try to put in work, school, whatever, and, you know, try to get as much dates in as you can, Try to take that time off. A lot of brothers and sisters, they save a vacation time or their days off for the feast days, So you can be available, you can be free. This stuff takes a lot of work, sacrifice, so you don't want to have to worry about Esau's job, man, while you're trying to keep these feast days. On the flip side, you know, Esau, well, I didn't know you was a black Jew, so I'll give you 4 days off. I can't give you 8, man. I'll give you 4. I didn't know you was a black Jew. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times this man don't want to, you know, he oppress you and they're like, oh man, I couldn't get the last 2 days off, Elder. I can't make it. Gone? So, also something very important. Brothers and sisters that are worried about having your children out of school, we can write you letters. You can write letters, and you can submit it to your school, and they have to respect it. You can sue them. They have to they have to excuse your child for that absence, and they can give them the makeup work. So you have, give me 2 Timothy's real quick. You have this, we got to get rid of that spirit of fear. Oh, my child can't miss one day of school. Listen, if your child is up on their grades, if they're, if they being taught right at home, so they're doing pretty well in school. A couple of days here and there to serve the Most High is not going to kill them. We still got this nervous spirit with a lot of brothers and sisters for their children to miss one day of school. You know what I'm saying? We're not even saying the whole 8 days. Oh, my goodness. But one day is not going to, one day is a couple of days. Hey, if you gun-ho in the spirit the whole time, you just got to write a letter and they give them the makeup work. And if your child is advanced, then they'll catch back up with the work. All right. So a lot of brothers and sisters, they say, well, I can't make it because my children got to go to school or my child got to go to school. We can write letters, or you can write a letter and the school has to respect it. Khan? 2 Timothy's, I think it's 1 and 7. Khan. Yeah, read that.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1 and verse 7. When everyone has it, please say Khan.
Khan.
Khan. For God have not given us the spirit of fear.
The Lord said he have not given us the spirit of fear. We're not saying keep your child out of school half the year. The damn truancy officer have to come to the house. No. We know we got to obey the higher powers and for the most part, but if your child miss a day or two, couple of days for a feast day, it's not going to make or break them. All right. Now, even if you have like a private school or a school that's real strict, then, there's still ways for us to get around that. Kind? So have faith. And, I've done it many times with my younger children and it was never a problem. They go back to school. They catch up with their work. I tell the teachers, principals, whoever, they're going to be out for the feast days. And here's the letter. Right? We are Hebrews and we respect the Most High's feast days. They're going to be out for 2 days for Hanukkah, 4 or 5 days for Feast of Tabernacles, whatever the case may be. Okay? So, let's just build. I'm not knocking anybody. Oh, Elder trying to tell me how to deal with my child. No, I'm just trying to give you faith. Okay? That's all it is, right? Exhortation and faith, right? And motivation. Read 2 Timothy 1 and 7 again.
For God have not given us the spirit of fear.
What the Lord say?
For God have not given us the spirit of fear.
The Most High has not given us the spirit of fear. Come on.
But of power.
But of power. Come on.
And of love.
And of love. Go ahead.
And of a sound mind.
So a lot of times the things you think you can't do in this system, the Most High can give you power to do. Okay? Most High shut down Esau and got him out the park. Right? We might have been thinking like, oh, the Rangers going to come. We're going to have to move our tents, and the Most High revert. That's why I did a testimony today on Facebook. A testimony like, look at the power of the Most High. So get over that fear of this Western system. Okay? Get over that fear of, brother, my child wish one day, oh, God, they're going to kick him out of school. Get rid of that Stephen spirit, right? Right? No, you can't take my boy out of school for a day. God, let's put back on that belief in the power that we serve. We serve we serve, our power is he's able to do things that we can't imagine. Kind? Right, read it again. 2 Timothy 1 and 7.
For God have not given us the spirit of fear.
He haven't given us the spirit of fear. Go ahead.
But of power.
But of power. Go ahead.
And of love.
And of love. Go ahead.
And of a sound mind.
Of a sound mind. You know what a sound mind is? You have to be sure of the power that you serve and that he can display his power. You got to serve the Most High with a sound mind. How you in this truth and doubting the power you serve? Okay? So let's put back on that motivation and exhortation. Read on.
Be not there, Sakia. Be not though thereof ashamed of the testimony of our Lord.
Right. Be not therefore thou ashamed of the testimony of our Lord. Some brothers and sisters, they scared to admit that they're Hebrews. Kind? Oh, no, I don't want to tell them. Now, if you got to use wisdom because you think it might trigger, you know, everybody's in a different position. But don't be ashamed of the Most High, your Ho.Iashar, this gospel, your fringes, doing this work. Kind? Don't be ashamed to say, yeah, we Hebrews, we keep the true feast days of the Bible. Kind? Let's get motivated, Israel, and let's really, really, really show the power that we serve, that we have faith in him. And we have a sound mind. Come on.
Nor of me his prisoner, but be thou partaker of the afflictions of the gospel according to the power of God.
See that? Be partakers of the affliction of the gospel according to the power of the Most High. So whatever you're going to go through for being in this gospel, being in this truth, being in the Hebrew, be rest assured that the Most High can deliver you out of it. All right? Can y'all hear me good on the live? Give me a con 777. Con, so let's have faith. Give me Hebrews 11:1.
Con.
All right? We gotta believe more in the power that we serve. So like y'all, the letters were backwards. I just want to put them straight. Con? We gotta have more faith in the power that we serve. Get your spirit, put your spirit into these feast days. Con? All right, can y'all hear good on the live? Con. Give me a con 777. So read that, King. Hebrews 11:1.
Con. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1. When everyone has it, please say con. Con. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
Faith is the substance of things hoped for. Go ahead.
The evidence of things not seen.
The evidence of things not seen. Come on.
For by it the elders obtained a good report.
Right. Jump down to 6. Hebrews 11:6.
Con. Verse 6. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is.
The Lord said, without faith it's impossible to serve him. Where's your faith? Put on your faith. Okay? You know, even coming out here, man, said, man, you know, a lot of brothers and sisters can't make it. You know, man, you know, hope everything's going to be okay. Hope we have enough. You know, you get that anxiety. Right, it's more of a anxiousness to keep the feast there. You want everything to go, you know, good. You know what I'm saying? You know, but everything came together perfectly. Kind? The Most High had everything pan out exactly how it was able to pan out. Kind? But a lot of brothers and sisters are going through it. That's what I'm going to touch on a little bit later tonight in the lesson. A lot of brothers and sisters are going through it. So pray for Israel. Kind? There's just a lot going on. There's a lot of prophecy with the world. But a lot of people are just going through stuff. This is a heavy trial period. The Most High, he's going to see who's going to endure. Okay? Right, read on.
And that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
The Lord is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Sometimes you got to break through things to keep these feast days. Okay? You got to break through stuff. You got to be like, you know what? Whatever obstacle, man, I'm going to fight through that, man. I'm going to keep the Lord's feast day. Right, I'm getting out there to camp. You know, so I see what Satan trying to do. Satan trying to mess with my car. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me check my account, man. Hold up. My car acting up. I can get an Uber. You know what I'm saying? Well, you got to get out there either way. Con? Yo, my car jacking up. Can you come get me? I'm making it to camp. Con? Feast day coming. Yo, I could bring this, that, and the third. Yo, I can get there. You know, this what I can. All right, brother. We going to get it together and we going to make it happen. Con? But, you know, if you don't believe in the power that you serve, how can you serve him? Right? It's empty faith. Most times like, man, I ain't dealing with you. You don't really believe in me. You're just going through the motions. That's why you see a lot of Israel fall off, because they was never in this thing for the Most High and Ho.Iashar. They was in there for the appearance, or it was a buddy system, or because they like somebody, or whatever. A woman looking for a husband, man looking for a wife. Whatever, you know, say just to be down with something, or I like the garments, or to be the biggest camp. Nah, you got to be in this thing to sincerely serve the Most High and Ho.Iashar. Con? And that's why a lot fall by the wayside, because, you know, like I always bring out, what are your intentions? If your intentions ain't really to serve the Most High and Ho.Iashar, I don't mean to sound cold, but I don't really give a damn what somebody else do. I'm going to serve my Father. Con? I can't be worried about this one and who's there, who's not, what he doing, she, whatever. I love all my brothers and sisters, but you ain't going to do the job, we going to get the job done. Con? We going to do the best we can. So we got to really pipe down and understand what we in this thing for. Kind? You in this thing to endure and to get your salvation. And, you know, as much as we worry about each other, yes, because we're a family, we're a body, but brothers and sisters that don't want to do this, you got to let them fall by the wayside, man. And you got to keep moving and keep your faith strong. And know what you're here for. You are here to serve the Most High and Ho.Iashar and possibly to make it into the kingdom. Khan? All right, read on.
Khan. Verse 7. By faith, Noah being warned of God of things not seen yet.
Oh, that's it on that. Jump back over to 2 Timothy 2 and read verses 1 through 4.
Khan. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1 and verse...
No, chapter 2.
Oh, Slakia.
2 Timothy 2, go from 1 to 4, and then we're going to jump down.
Khan. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 1. Whenever it has it, say Khan.
Khan.
Khan. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Hamashiach Yahushua.
Right, so we got to be strong in the grace that's in Hamashiach Yahushua. Right? By grace, we're able to do all this. Right? Like that's why I tell you in St. John 1:17, the Lord came by Moses, but grace and truth came by Yahushua. Khan? So we're able to do this by grace. So we have to understand that us being brought back as a people, us being redeemed to the law, us even be able to sit out here in the middle of a state park and keep the Feast of Tabernacles and rehearse this righteous acts is all because of grace of Yahushua. All right, come on.
Khan. Verse 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also.
That's what we're looking for. Each one teach one. Like Ezekiel said, go out and find the men and the women that's crying for the abominations that's being done in this society. Right? The people that see something is wrong with this world and want an answer. And when they hear the scriptures, that's it. I knew something wasn't right, man. I knew my spirit didn't feel right. I knew we wasn't African. Them Africans don't look like us. They don't move like us. Something is wrong. Gun? Right? Something wrong with these. How come every American holiday is based upon some folly? Right? I want Feast of Tabernacles. I don't want no Halloween. Gun? Right? I want the new moon. I don't want no Halloween, which the new moon 8 month falls on so-called Halloween. Next Thursday, October 31st at even. Gun? So your spirit is crying out for them answers. So Paul said, committed to faithful men that may be able to teach others. Each one teach one. When we go out there in the highways and byways, we're looking for the men and women that the Lord going to bring back to this truth. Like-minded brothers and sisters. All the scoffers, the demons, that's just part of it. That's really just Satan trying to distract the main mission. So you got to cut through that, cut them, send them on their way, and get the people that want to lock in. Khan? Right, read on.
Khan. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Hamashiach Yahushua.
Yeah, man, you got to endure hardness. We out here in the elements, right? Dealing with the sounds at night. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not your regular apartment, house, mansion, wherever you live at. Living, kind. So you out here doing, and it's what? It's an act of faith. You showing the Most High, I'm rehearsing the righteous acts, and you showing him, I want to be serious about serving you. Kind? So you endure hardness. You put up the tents, and you get all the food and stuff together. You're lugging stuff back and forth, and cots and wheelbarrows, and starting fires, and, blankets, and at night, wrapping up. Kind? You enduring the elements. Walking to the bathroom with a little tiny flashlight that's pitch dark. Right, Kind? 3 o'clock in the morning, oh, man, I got to go. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, or maybe you got the little toilet in your tent, right, Khan? You endure. This is not regular living, Khan. But it's to remind of us of the 40 years in the wilderness when we dwelt in booths or tents or temporary housing, Khan. And we had to break down when they blew them horns and said it was time to march. We had to break the camp down and start moving, Khan. So it's a reminder of that. And the Most High is looking down like, okay, they trying. Khan, they making a sincere effort to rehearse those righteous acts. Read on.
Khan. No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life.
Right. So you have what you have to do in this world. Then you have what you have to do for the work of the Most High. So you can't entangle yourself with the affairs of this life. Your job, your life, whatever you do, that has its place. But you got to make the place for the Most High and his work. You can't get entangled up. A lot of brothers and sisters, they too caught up with this world, and they don't make time to serve the Most High. You don't find that balance. When you warring, you don't entangle yourself with the affairs of this life. You do what you got to do to survive in this world, and you make time to serve the Most High, Yahushua. Right? Come on.
That he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier.
Right. He may please him to have chosen him to be a soldier. Or her, a soldierette. If that's a word. If not, I just made it up. Okay? Right, sisters too. Right? Y'all got to be somewhat of a female warrior in this truth. Endure and support the sisterhood and support the work and support your husbands and your fellow brothers. Okay? Because what? We all play a part of the body. Right? We all play a part of the body. We not male chauvinists. Woman just stay home and be pregnant and barefoot. Right? Nah, you know, that's why the scriptures tell you about women's works. It tell you about Tabitha in Acts the 9th chapter. She was considered a female disciple. Okay? Because what? She did her part for the ministry, and Peter and them honored her. They honored her so much that they was given spiritual power to resurrect her from the dead. That's how loved this sister was amongst the ministry, and she did works amongst the body. Okay? Right, go ahead. Jump down to 10.
Verse 10. Therefore, I endure all things for the elect's sake.
Right, we endure all things for the elect's sake. Mainly, we want to bring back the governing body to this truth, all right? The 144,000, but under that, the 1/3, which is the general population of Israel, men, women, and children. Like, you may not see every brother out there on the front line, because maybe they're not the 144,000, but they might be the 1/3. Hey, brother, I watch y'all all the time. Even though we get on brothers, man. Get out here and help do the work. But maybe they might not be called, Khan. Or maybe some brothers just BSing. We don't know. But, you know, everybody's not going to be of that 144,000. So you have the 1/3, which is men, women, and children also. But either way, do something for the work. You know, either way, you may not be 144,000. I don't mean you can't help. I'm going to bring some water out to the camp. I'm going to help hand out flyers. I'm going to help with pole posts. Okay? So these are the things that we need to focus on. Doing this work and doing it in sincerity and truth. We're going to have problems. We're going to have issues. We're going to have disagreements. We're going to have councils. We're going to have to set stuff in order. Everybody ain't going to always be cheesy and get along. There's going to be issues. But the scriptures tell us how to solve everything. Okay? And if it's a case where it's like, damn, how we deal with this one? Then we're going to have to make an educated, spiritual, you know what I'm saying, decision about it, and we pray to the Most High that we made the right decision. Khan? Right, read on.
Khan. That they may also obtain the salvation which is in Hamashiach Yahushua with eternal glory.
Right, see, we endure all things for the elect's sake. You know, you never know. A brother could be looking and be like, man, they out there toughing it out, doing the Feast of Tabernacles, dealing with the elements. Man, that motivates me, man. They serious about this truth. That could be a motivation to somebody. Khan? You endure all things for the elect's sake so that they can also obtain salvation. Can't be selfish with this truth. I mean, you got to be selfish as far as your salvation, but you're also doing it so you can bring in others. You can motivate others. Right? You can, what they say before, you can help fix anybody else, fix yourself. But once you fix yourself, you're an example now. You're going to motivate that brother, motivate that son. Man, I want to be like that. Thank the Most High. A lot of the young brothers come to me. Elder, how you been in this truth for so long, man? I hope I last it. You better last that long. Well, hopefully you ain't got to last that long. The chariots will come. You know what I'm saying? I don't want none of my young brothers to have to do 30 years like me. But it can be a motivation to brothers, Khan. And it's not for bragging rights or nothing. I don't even know how I'm still here. Well, I do know, but, you know, by the grace of the Most High, Ho.Iashar. Khan? So that can be a motivation to a younger brother that, you know, I want to endure in this truth too. And no matter what I go through, man, I can't turn my back on the Most High, Ho.Iashar. It's just not going to happen. Khan? If the Most High continue to give me that spirit. So, Kasaj, going to touch on a few current events. and then I'll come back in and I'll get into the Feast of Tabernacles closing. Ho.Iashar.
Ho.Iashar. All right, let's turn to the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. While we've been out here, like the elder was bringing out, enduring, battling the elements, you know, be nice during the day, freezing at night, swarm of very aggressive bees. You know, these,
Salakia, you
God.
have to read for yourself.
God.
Just grab a few precepts. All right, the water.
So the bees, the Philly bees, are nothing like the these out there outside in the wood bees. They if you have something that they want, they get it. You know what I'm saying? They aim to get it, and they don't stop until they get it. You know, the ants. Looking at what Proverbs was talking about, the 6th chapter, talking about being diligent like that ant. If you wake up late, them ants got your food. You know what I mean? They taking whatever they want. You leave something out, they got it. You know? So, this is rehearsing the righteous acts. You know, the Most High, it's a beautiful time of year, you know, with the fall, the leaves, you know, the temperature, even though it fluctuates. But here we are. And one thing that I've noticed, you know, normally I'm all on the news, you know, what's going on. And by the time I actually, you know, get a chance to do it, you know, out here, it's a lot going on. And it's continuing to go on. So this is the time period where we need to really step up, you know. I noticed just, you know, going in Wawa, you know what I mean? I went in Wawa to get something to eat, you know what I mean, during this week. And the looks that I've gotten with the fringes, it's almost like, wow, like an alien. Like, who are you? You have your autograph? I'm like, what are you looking at me? You know what I mean? God. Because the Most High is the one that's exalting us. You know what I mean? We might be one camp, but there's plenty of camps on the highways and byways letting people know what's going on. You know, like people aren't naive to who the Israelites are. You know, they see those fringes, they're like, wow, don't say anything, that's God's chosen. You know? But, you know, we're you know, a lot of us, you know, are still trying to, you know, give that information to others. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we're God's chosen people. They're like, nah, I'm a Muslim. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, our people haven't all the way gotten the message. But trust and believe, people in other countries, because this is Elam. Elam was staring at the family like, you know what I mean? They're about to bow down and kiss the boots. You know? And I was telling the story before with Moab. I went to the store. Moab, how you doing? You need any help with this? And everything like this kind of extra. I'm like, we know each other? You know what I mean? And then Moab ran across the counter and opened the door for me like, please, you know, have a nice day. And I'm like, oh, I like this. I'm getting used to this royalty type thing. You know what I mean?
I can get used to this.
Rather than hurry up and buy. You know, what's that in your pocket? You steal from me? You know? And then that's a whole nother type of energy. So I say that to say when there's 2 moons right now, currently 2 moons, you know, when there's currently solar flares speeding here towards Earth that could possibly knock out the internet. Wow. You know what I'm saying? These are things that the other nations see. They pay attention. A lot more than Israel. You know what I mean? Israel tell you that, you know, Cardi B and Offset aren't together no more. You know what I mean? The other nations are looking like, hold on, another hurricane is about to hit the United States? Hurricane Oscar. It's actually about to hit Cuba. Who, right now, the lights are out. So imagine that. The Most High took the lights out of Cuba, right? And they don't even have the internet to let them know that a hurricane is barreling on its way to him. So the Most High, Manasseh needs to really figure some things out, figure out who they are, repent, let them know that they are part of God's chosen, so they can start keeping these laws, statutes, commandments. All right? But let me bring out the scriptures. Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. When everyone has it, please say Khan.
Khan.
Khan. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. It doesn't say we're going to ask. It doesn't say maybe. It doesn't say, we'll take some of the kingdom. Esau's going to be there too, right? Esau's going to be right next to us, hand in hand. He enslaved our ancestors for centuries. He continues to afflict us, put us in prisons unjustly, mass incarceration, Jim Crow. You know what I mean? You put your name on a job application. If it's Tyrone Johnson, that gets ripped up. If it's Bill, I don't know, whatever, Bill Kowalski, you know what I mean? Then oh, okay, yeah, Bill, that sounds like somebody like my neighbor. So we still get afflicted. We're still oppressed. The UN brought that out. The UN is not from the United States. That is United Nations. They say the blacks in America are oppressed. Of course, America doesn't like to hear that, but it's the truth. So Esau's not going to be in the kingdom hand in hand, sitting at the table with us. He's going to be a servant, a slave, a punching bag. All right? And possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So this is future prophecy. And if you are paying attention, the Most High is allowing us to see what that looks like. Okay? Our enemies are fighting against each other. We haven't bust a gun, even a cap gun, to get anything started. The Most High God's doing that. All right? So let's get Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 35. All right. We're seeing some amazing things happen on this earth. I brought out the second moon and what's going on in the sky. But on this planet, God is judging these people.
Salakia, didn't China try to do a second sun?
Or
something like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Madness, man. Madness. They said they're going to create something with the energy, with as much energy as the sun, which is impossible. You know what I'm saying? But they'll try. Go ahead, Salakia.
Yeah, Moab is going off. All right. Deuteronomy 32, verse 35. To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time. And currently, you can see that happening. You can currently see the United States falling from grace. Nobody is afraid of the Edomites. Nobody's afraid of the United States. They tell Iran, you better not strike Israel. Not only did they strike them, they struck them with, I believe, 108 missiles, some of them hypersonic. 80 to 90% of them hit their target. Don't believe CNN, don't believe MSNBC. I listen, like the brother was bringing out, right? Like, you can't pay attention to propagandized media. You got to look at the people that's on the ground. So we have access to Twitter and other publications of the people that live in these countries. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you got video. That's one thing about America. You'll see something like George Floyd having his knee, somebody has his knee on his neck for 9 minutes. You're like, that's not what happened. You didn't see that. He died from the car exhaust. You know, he actually had a fentanyl overdose. Nigga, that's 9 minutes. Nobody can breathe with somebody's neck on the, you know, the knee on their neck for 9 minutes. You know, so believing the United States propagandized media is going off. All right, it's all lies.
Salakia, and it's like, even if all that was true, the man was on fentanyl, he was exhausting. I mean, he was inhaling the car exhaust. Having your knee on his neck for 9 minutes, damn sure didn't help. You know what I'm saying? So you want to say the fentanyl killed him, the exhaust killed him, but that damn knee on his neck for 9 minutes, that damn sure didn't help. And what happened is that combined with the fentanyl and the exhaust, you're killing him faster. You know what I'm saying? That's why he died within 9 minutes, because the man couldn't breathe, on top of him so-called being high on fentanyl and the car exhaust. They make it seem like my knee on his neck was nothing. Nah, that was not a fact at all. That's all in your head. He was filled with fentanyl, man, and the car exhaust. So the knee on the neck had nothing to do at all with killing him. And that's probably what killed him, the fentanyl and the car exhaust. That's a smoke screen. That knee on his neck is what, you know, choked the brother and killed the brother. So Esau's a trip, man. Like you just gonna overlook. Yeah, the 9 minutes on the neck was nothing, man. It's that fentanyl and the car exhaust. God. Esau's the devil, man.
God. I mean, who hasn't had somebody's knee on their neck for 9 minutes,
right?
God. That's Esau, and they all digest that. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the Amalekite producers in MSNBC and CNN and Fox News. The people that watch that, they're like, yeah, that makes sense. You know, that's true. You know?
Salakia, even like with Eric Gardner, the other brother they choked out, they said, the chokehold didn't kill him, it was his 300 pounds.
That's why, yeah. You know?
They said it was his 300 pounds, he smoked cigarettes, and he had asthma. But if you're choking him, these things are going to kill. This is what's going to kill him. They was cold on that brother, man. Said, the chokehold didn't kill him. It was just 300 pounds. The man was out of shape.
Yes.
They said that live and direct. I think it was police commissioner or whoever at the time. They said, the 300 pounds killed him. Not the chokehold. Esau's the devil, man. God.
He's the devil. Not like he was 300 pounds the day before.
Right.
I'm sure he's 300 pounds last week. You know what I mean?
God.
But all of a sudden, when somebody's choking you, jumping on your back, you know, that's probably because of his weight.
Right.
You know? And we go on and on. What about Trayvon Martin? He had a hoodie.
God.
I believe he got suspended from school one time. So he was a thug. Case dismissed. You know?
Yeah.
And you see how everybody, you know, the NBA, you know, people wearing hoods and taking pictures like, oh, am I a thug now? You know what I'm saying? Because they always have an excuse. Esau will never get it. You know what I'm saying? They get it, but they're never going to admit to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One thing I see at camp, when they say, whoa, what are you guys doing out here? What is this? You know what I mean? We all know they're lying. They all know what's going on. It's like, you ever read the Bible? Sometimes, but all they want to do is see what we're doing. Like Edomites coming up here. Oh, what are you guys cooking? Mind your damn business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How about that? You know? Right. We got to mind your damn business burger. You want some? Give you enough.
Your ass going to be cooking when Russia get a hold of your ass. God.
These people are perfect devils. So the thing about our people is we embrace them so much. They're not so bad. Every white person's going into slavery. You know, all of them. What about my boss, Jim? He's not a bad guy. You know what I mean? Our people have been indoctrinated, you know what I'm saying, to think that these people are on a higher pedestal and we're down here. They don't even wash their hands when they use the bathroom. You know what I mean? All the time.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. They have bath day. When is bath day? What was yesterday? Did you not take a bath yesterday? No. Yes, they say because, and I talked to Edomites, like, you know what I mean? You're not supposed to take a shower every day because the natural oils in your skin get wiped off. What the hell? Where's that at? I took biology class, never seen that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So not only they dirty, they lie through their teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Trayvon, Eric Gardner, Walter Scott, he got shot 8 times in the back. Okay, okay, crowd, what we gonna do? We're gonna do his arrest record. Put it out there before anything happens. You know. He got arrested 7 years ago for driving under the influence, or I'm not sure that's true, but whatever he did, they put that out immediately. You know what I mean? There's so many brothers. What's the young brother that got shot in St. Louis? I think it was St. Louis.
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown, yeah.
Ferguson.
Ferguson,
right outside of St. Louis. Yeah.
And
Mike Brown.
They put a video out of him with some cigars before they even said anything. They're like, "Look at this, watch that," and they're like, "Hold on, did that just happen?" Because the media actually asked questions. Did that just happen, or what? The guy, he was a bad liar. He was an Edomite, but he was a bad Edomite. You know what I mean? He was like, I'm not sure. I got to look that up. They put that out there just so the public perception is that he's a thug. He just beat somebody up and he stole those cigars. Yeah. And they called the cops because he stole those cigars. And none of that was true. Esau's a born liar. You know what I mean? So he's not, sorry to break it to the Christian apologists and, you know what I'm saying, the people that have been lied to their entire life thinking that Christ is a so-called white man with stringy hair, blue eyes, which obviously the scriptures denounce that. They're not going to be in the kingdom with us. They're going to be serving, but they're not going to be hand in hand. All right? And the Most High is going to be the one that destroys them. Let me continue on. From the top. To me belongeth vengeance. So when we're out there and they're like, well, how come you guys are just sitting at the table talking? You guys aren't doing anything. You know, you should be getting your guns ready. Go buy a couple Smith & Wesson bazookas and go out there and fight that devil. To me belongeth vengeance. God, we can't, if I don't care how good you are, like Christopher Dorner was the modern day Nat Turner. You know what I'm saying? He had good aim. He could take these devils out, and he was taking them out. That was a beautiful thing to see. You know what I'm saying? Because the spirit got on him. He was done. He was like, you know what? Everything I ever learned, and that's what happened in these last days. Everything he learned, and he appreciated the United States of America, it was BS. Because his partner was kicking I think a handcuffed suspect, and he told on her, and he's the one that got in trouble. So he said, I'm done with this. I'm going all out.
God.
You know what I mean? Even him, who has good aim and training, how many you going to take out? 5, 6, before the Grand Theft Auto 5 stars pops up, and then you got helicopters and FBI and everybody trying to get you. You know what I'm saying? God will do it. God will give them a hurricane. 2 hurricanes.
Right.
There's your gator bait. The gators was in they living room.
Right.
The water was up to the 2nd floor. The storm surge. That's God doing that. And it starts off as a little tiny disturbance. And all of a sudden it's a category 1. And it jumped from a category 1 to a category 5. Who can do that? Oh, it's climate change. That's what it is. They'll never admit it. Like if we're gonna wait for Esau to admit the truth, we're gonna be waiting a long time.
God.
But what did Nahum say? It's in the whirlwind and the storm.
Right, that's right.
You know?
That's right.
That's the Most High.
Yeah, and it's down bad, man. I saw one video where the Edomite was like, all right, we going into Asheville or one of them cities, and he said, we're going to find our friends and loved ones that we have been looking for. They already knew they was dead. Yeah. And I watched a couple of documentaries on that those hurricanes, and they said some of the cities, you could smell a stench when you go into the city. And the Most High was tormenting them because they couldn't find, they didn't know where the bodies at, but they could smell the bodies, but they couldn't find them. So one city they said, all right, this video got over 1 million views also. The Edomite was crying on a thumbnail. You see a picture of him crying. That's the thumbnail. And he said, we're going into one of the cities that got hit bad with the hurricane to look for the dead, to look for our loved ones and friends. They like, we already know they're dead. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High, you know, the misery that comes with that, because Esau's so proud. He's so proud, and America's my land, and it's that stuff, man. Their ego is so high up there. That stuff brings their ego and pride down. Yes. You know, all that death and destruction. No, this not supposed to happen to us. So the Most High be humbling them, man. And I was like, yo, the Most High, not only he get them with the 200, whatever, how many dead, he got them emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, man. He messed with their psychology, man. You know what I'm saying? So we got to look at what the Most High is doing. That death and destruction that he's bringing is also bringing the emotional wrath on them, which is probably even worse because they got to live with that. You know what I'm saying? So now they got that pride, and Esau is very proud, man. So that pride is humbled, and they just, man, in their feelings. So, you know, there's a lot of judgment, man. We got to look at what the Most High is doing. Khan. Yeah, where you at?
I'm at Deuteronomy 32 and 35.
Okay. You can bring out one more. I know you were talking about the shootings in Philly.
Khan.
Yeah, Khan. You can bring out one more.
Khan. So, to me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time. For the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. It's on the way. You can see it now. You know what I mean? You're like, God, why aren't you? Where are you? He is making moves, man.
God.
He said it's going to be a time where I'm coming to visit the earth. And he visits the earth with great noise, with storm and tempest, earthquakes. You understand? The way the planetary alignment's going right now, by the time our new moon comes up, which is on the so-called Halloween, they're looking for a 7.5 to like 8.0 earthquake. You know what I mean? Somewhere on the planet, you know? And that's, you know, that's just off the strength of the sun and the planetary alignments, you know, from people that actually study these things. You know, now, does it necessarily have to occur? No. But the way things are going with the wars, the rumors of wars, the pestilence, we're in the last days. You know, it's time for us to take the kingdom, take back rulership.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Walk, like the elder was saying, walk with your head held high. You know what I mean? Let me tuck in my fringes. For what? They're scared of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be scared of them. I don't want them to see me in these fringes. They see you in the fringes, their mouth drop like, oh God, he knows. She knows.
God.
Treat them good. Get the best china out. Come around and open the door for them. You know what I mean? And at this time, our people that aren't going to get it together, our people that believe that they're less, and the Edomites are more, and the other nations, y'all keep talking that Bible talk. You need to go do this. You need to go do that. That's if they don't get it, you can't give it to them. You know what I mean? They're just going to have to find out the hard way. You know what I mean? And what's the hard way? Judgment. All right. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 13. All right. And it's unfortunate, but it's prophecy. All right. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. While we were here, there's been mass shootings, you know, pop-up parties in Philadelphia. 7 people shot. You know, and one person was 17 years old. It happened at 3:30 in the morning. You're 17 years old, take your ass in the house. Salakia, my language, but you know what I mean? And obviously it didn't start after, I don't think it started after the sun went down. You know what I mean? They're not following the Sabbath. They're not honoring the Sabbath, okay? And bad things happen. From that time, from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, a lot of bad things happen, man. You know what I mean? And our people, we go full steam ahead, let them know, like, look, don't do anything that time. It's bad, it's bad. They're like, yeah, I'm not listening. And then it happens, we're like, I told you. They're like, oh, that's so mean of you.
Right.
Why would you bring that up at a time like this? We are mourning.
Because we brought it up already.
God, we've been telling you, like, at the top of our lungs. We got microphones. We got bullhorns. Don't do anything during this time.
Con.
Please. Because at that time period is when a lot of people get shot and a lot of bad things happen. Let's bring that out. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So 2/3 of our people are prophesied to get destroyed. We don't know who the 2/3 are. We don't know who the 1/3 is. But we do know one thing. If you're going further and further away from God at this time period, when you can see all this prophecy, it's a good chance you're the 2/3. If you can see this prophecy and it makes you tighten up, and the sin that you just nagging on you, it looks disgusting now. You know what I'm saying? You just know it's a possibility that if you continue to do what you're doing, a damn asteroid could fall out of the sky and hit and bomb on your house. You know, that's the fear of God, right? Verse 9, and I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. What happened over there? We're all witnesses. Oh, the Most High gonna get them out of here. You know what I'm saying? We say like, yo, they ain't gonna make it.
They ain't gonna make it.
By 5 a.m., they're out of here, right? And they ain't make it till 5.
They even make it to
They
12.
Till 5. It was dark. It was pitch black dark. They, get in the car. Get in the car. But honey, shut up. Get in the car. But mommy, I'm scared. I'm scared too. You know what I mean?
God.
And like they came over, and Elder Macabre was bringing out that, they wanted protection. Like, hold on to our fringes. Like, I heard God is with you. Nah, you might beat it. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here. And the elders mocking him like, no, stay. Come on. You get a chair, sit next to us. They're like, these people are nuts. This is too much malarkey going on. We gotta get out of here. Okay? That's serious, man. When you call on the Most High's name, He will hear you. What more do you want? What more can you ask for? God hears God hears you. He made all this. You can't ask for anything better than that. And it becomes like, back in the world we had addictions and, smoking weed and, popping pills and all that. It becomes damn near addictive that you want the Most High to hear you. So what do? You follow the law, statutes, commandments. It becomes a lifestyle. What do you mean? Like somebody called me, hey, I'm going out Friday night. Click. I don't even have to explain nothing to you. Like, well, you don't know what this is? You trying to get me lined up? Not at all. Hey, I got this pork bacon sandwich. You might get 5 across the aisle. You know what I'm saying? It becomes a lifestyle to the point where now we don't have to, we didn't have to turn and face the east and pray for the Most High to do this. He was listening to us the whole time. Okay? Let me read that one more time. And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. Ba'Shem Mashiach Yahushua.
Ba'Shem Mashiach Yahushua. And, you know, we've been, me and Haas, we've been kind of Ubering back and forth into the city. And quite a few of the drivers we met was like from Philly, or I was like, wow, this is a sundown town, a sundown looking town, but Jake can find his way here. So most of our Uber drivers been Northern Kingdom or Southern Kingdom, right? We had a few Edomites, but the sister we met last night was from Philly. She's like, I'm from North Philly. Don't none of this scare me. Because we was telling her it's going to be dark coming in here, you know. She's like, damn, you don't say none of that. I'm from North Philly. So I was asking her, you know, I was just making conversation. I said, do you think the media exaggerates about how bad Philly is? She was like, no, they do not. She said, Philly is bad. She said, they're crazy. And she said, you know, she's a conspiracy theorist. She put the tinfoil hat on. She said, I believe it's the chemicals and stuff that they spraying in the air and making these little Negroes lose their mind. She's like, I'm born and raised in Philly. She said, they're not exaggerating. They bad. It's bad out there. She was like, I think they putting something in the air. So, you know, I was like, damn. She said, yeah, it's as bad as they reported. The stuff they be reporting really going on. Because, you know, a lot of people would defend their city and say, oh, that's just the media trying to make... Chicago does that a lot. Because, you know, Chicagoans are kind of, you know, they got an ego thing about their city. Oh, the media just making us look so bad. Sis was like, no, I'm born and raised. If I'm from North Philly, it's that bad, brother, you know. So it's crazy out here, man. But somebody got to be the 2/3. Kind? You know, the Most High, you know, like Kasaja brought out, we don't know. Our job is just to teach and for the Most High to bring the elect in. You know, we don't know. But a lot of our people that are being jacked up, it's an educated guess to say they might be of the 2/3. And we just saying that with humility. You know what I'm saying? Back in One West, the elders be like, oh, 2/3 niggas. The hell with them, a bunch of 2/3 niggas, you know. But we started to take a more humble stance because it's like, you can't really say. I've seen some of the worst scoffers wake up and come in the truth. So you never know. Kind? Especially after Most High beat that behind. Come inshallah. So we're going to get into the law of the tabernacles for the closing. Just a couple of scriptures. And then some different dynamics. And that'll be that. So let's go to Leviticus chapter 23. Leviticus chapter 23 and 33. Let's get right into the law. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 33.
Khan. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 33. When everyone has it, please say Khan. Khan. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord.
Come on.
On the first day shall be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right, so the first day was last Tuesday, the 15th at even. Remember we brought out that the tabernacles lined up with the actual day, you know, that the scripture said, come on, even though it's the 15th of Esau month, but it made it a little bit easier for us to follow it because it came on the actual dates, the 15th, 22nd, so on and so forth. Right, go ahead.
7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation.
So that's what we having tonight. Tonight is the 8th day until sundown tomorrow. Sundown tomorrow ends the Feast of Tabernacles. Khan? But we having a holy convocation now tonight. Come on.
Khan. Unto you. And ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly. And ye shall do no servile work therein.
Servile work, of course, means work for hire. Right? The only work that you do is work for the feast. But if you couldn't get off from work tomorrow, of course, the Most High understands. But try to get these feast days off from work because they're Sabbaths. And the Most High don't want us working. The only work he wants us to do is for the feast. Read on.
These are the feast of the Lord.
Notice Moses said, these are the feast of the Lord. So Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, teaches us the true feast of the Most High. Go ahead.
Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
Go ahead.
To offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Come on.
A burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day.
Go ahead.
Beside the Sabbaths of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye shall give unto the Lord.
Go ahead.
Also, in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land.
Remember, the Feast of Tabernacles is also known as the Feast of Ingathering. All right, we brought that out in the opening. Come on.
Ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days.
Go ahead.
On the first day shall be a Sabbath.
Which was last Tuesday at evening till Wednesday at evening, the 15th, even to the 16th evening. Go ahead.
And on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
So tonight is also a Sabbath, from tonight sundown to tomorrow sundown. Go ahead.
And ye shall take you on the first day of the bowls of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the bowls of fig trees, and willows of the brook. And ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days.
And if you see Amalek, if you're in a city anywhere where Amalek is keeping the Feast of Tabernacles, or Sukkos in the modern Hebrew as they call it, you'll see them, a lot of times they make their booths out of wood, but you'll see them with branches around their booths. That's, they commemorate in verse 40 right here, because we would take like the shrubbery a lot of times and make our booths out of them. But as long as it's a temporary dwelling, you're still rehearsing a righteous act. Like some brothers and sisters, they'll take their tents and they'll put like branches around their tents, just for more zeal and as a memorial for what the Most High said here. Because in some instances, we actually made the booths out of the branches and the trees and the, you know, all this shrubbery out here, because it was around this same time of the year. But you'll see that if you're anywhere near. We see all of that in New York all the time. Like when we go back, the next probably till Friday, we'll still see booths up, because Amalek, their feast days are normally 2 days after ours, because they follow the slither moon. So when they, like the second day of the month, that's when they'll start calculating. So a lot of times you'll see them a day or two, the way we calculate it, they'll be like a day or two after us. So when we get back to New York, we'll probably still see booths around the city, probably even to the weekend. Because sometimes even after Tabernacles, they wait, they got to take them down. They take a couple of days to take them down. You know what I'm saying? Also, you'll see, in New York, we see it a lot. You'll see Amalek driving around with a booth made on the back of a pickup truck. And they'll have branches around that pickup truck. And they'll have a Sukkos, and, you know, they'll be all celebratory and everything. It's like a mobile booth. They'll be riding around the city, because there's so much Amalek in New York. That's why it's nicknamed New York City. Because they got so much. But you'll see them, you know, Amalek, they get into the spirit, even though they Satan. But, you know, they be doing their feast. They be doing their Sukkos, God. So you'll see that, right? Go ahead.
Verse 41. And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month.
Come on.
Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths.
Go ahead.
That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt.
Come on.
I am the Lord your God. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Lord.
See that? So one of the main commemorations of this feast day is when the Most High brought us out of Egypt. So he said, look, I want you to dwell in booths for those 7 days, because what? I want you to remember the 40 years that I brought you out of Egypt and you had to dwell in temporary housing or booths. Okay? Right? Go to Hosea real quick. Hosea 11:1 real quick. When everybody have it, say Khan. Hosea 11:1. Read.
Khan. When Israel was a child, then I loved him and called my son out of Egypt.
And did what?
And called my son out of Egypt.
Read it again.
Khan. When Israel was a child, then I loved him and called my son out of Egypt.
Meaning when we were in the beginning stages as a nation, and also this is a prophecy of Ho.Iashar. All right, when you read Matthew, the 2nd chapter. But the Lord said what? He called us out of Egypt. Okay? Because what? He always wanted us to remember that he delivered us from Egypt. So Hosea 11:1 can go with Leviticus 23 and 43. Okay? He always wanted us to remember that he brought us out of Egypt. So when we keeping the Feast of Tabernacles, it's good if you studying or reading throughout the 8 days, read about us coming out of Egypt. Because this is a commemoration of that also. Okay? With all the other, different dynamics we brought out over the days about what the Feast of Tabernacles symbolize. Okay? All right, go from there. First Ezra's and the Apocrypha. Chapter 5, verse 47. We're still dealing with the law of the tabernacles. First Ezra and the Apocrypha. Chapter 5, verse 47. Everybody have it? Say Khan.
Khan.
Khan. First Ezra 5:47. Read.
Khan. But when
sisters, Khan. All right now. Right, go ahead.
But when the 7th month was at hand, and when the children of Israel were every man in his own place, they came all together with one consent into the open place of the first gate, which is toward the east. Then stood up Jesus, the son of Josedek, and his brethren, the priest, and Zerubbabel, the son of Salathiel, and his brethren, and made ready the altar of God, of the God of Israel. Verse 49, to offer burnt sacrifices upon it, according as it is expressly commanded in the book of Moses, the man of God. And there were gathered unto them out of every nation of the land, and they erected the altar upon his own place, because all the nations of the land were at enmity with them, and oppressed them. And they offered sacrifices according to the time, and burnt offerings of the Lord, both morning and evening.
Go ahead.
Verse 51. Also they held the Feast of Tabernacles, as it is commanded in the law.
Commanded in what?
That is commanded in the law.
And we just read the law in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. That's why Moses said, these are the feast of the Lord. Not no damn Halloween next Thursday. Go ahead.
And offered sacrifices daily, as was meet.
Come on.
And after that, the continual oblations and the sacrifices of the Sabbaths and of the new moons and of all holy feasts.
Read on, 53.
Gone. And all they that had made any vow to God began to offer sacrifices to God from the first day of the 7th month, although the temple of the Lord was not yet built.
See that? So the 7th month, first day of the month, we know is the Feast of Trumpets. But within that same month, coming back and organizing back as a nation, they kept the Feast of Tabernacles, even though the temple wasn't even rebuilt yet. But they said that's not going to stop us from keeping the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay? So no matter what condition, that shows you no matter what condition Israel was in, they always tried to get back to keeping the commandments of the Most High. Okay? All right, let's go to 2 Maccabees chapter 1. And we're going to read verse 1, 9, and then, whoa, y'all made it. All right, chapter 1, verse 9, and then verse 18. We'll get right to the point. Read that, King.
This book of 2 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 9. When everyone has it, please say Khan.
Khan.
Khan. And now see that ye keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
Start at 1 and 1.
Oh, 1 and 1, Slakia. Chapter 1, verse 1. The brethren of the Jews that be at Jerusalem and in the land of Judea wish unto the brethren, the Jews that are throughout Egypt, health and peace.
See that? So they were writing to their fellow brothers that was scattered in Egypt. Jump down to 9.
Verse 9. And now see ye that ye keep the Feast of Tabernacles in the month Kalsu.
The month Kalsu is the 9th month, right? So they said because of certain things that were going on, they couldn't properly keep the Feast of Tabernacles in the 7th month. So they said as a memorial and still for the zeal, keep it in the 9th month. Okay? What other feast day falls in the 9th month? By a show of hands. Anybody? Santa Claus? Oh, no. I thought you said Santa Claus. No. Huh? Feast of Dedication, which is also known as Hanukkah, Khan. Hanukkah, Khan. Right, by Shema Mashiach Ho.Iashar. Hanukkah in English, Hanukkah in the ancient Paleo. All right, so in their zeal, not that we're supposed to move the feast day around, but they say keep it anyway, because you wasn't able to keep it in the 7th month. Khan, you see the zeal that our people had? So they were showing you, look, you know what? We're not particularly moving the Most High feast day to another month, but we just going to keep it because we wasn't able to properly keep it in the 7th month because all the affliction and the different things that was going on with Israel at the time. Right? Y'all can read the whole full story on your own. Jump down to 18.
Verse 18. Therefore, whereas we are now purposed to keep the purification of the temple upon the 25th day of the month Kaslu.
That's another way of saying the Feast of Dedication also. The purification of the temple. Come on.
We thought it necessary to certify ye thereof, that ye also keep it as the Feast of the Tabernacles.
Come on.
And
meaning the Feast of Dedication is also an 8-day feast. Con? Right, come on.
And of the fire, which was given us when Nehemiah offered sacrifice.
Right, during the time of Nehemiah. Go ahead.
After that, he had builded the temple and the altar.
See that? So he said we keep the Feast of Dedication as an 8-day feast, just like the Feast of Tabernacles. And when and when Nehemiah had, dedicated the altar also. Okay? All right, so go from there to 2 Maccabees 10 and 1. 2 Maccabees chapter 10 and verse 1. Hey, we tried for a while. We did all right for a while. All right, 2 Maccabees 10 and 1. When everybody have it, say Khan.
Khan. Now Maccabeus and his company, the Lord guided them, recovered the temple and the city. But the altars which the heathen had built in the open street, and also the chapels they pulled down. And having cleansed the temple, they made another altar, and striking stones, they took fire out of them, and offered a sacrifice after 2 years, and set forth incense and lights and showbread.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. When that was done, they fell flat down and besought the Lord that might come no more into such troubles. But if they sin any more against him, that he himself would chasten them with mercy, and that they might not be delivered unto the blasphemous and barbarous nations.
Go ahead.
Now upon the same day that the strangers profaned the temple, on the very same day it was cleansed again, even the 25th day of the same month, which is Casu.
Right, so they just basically saying how they kept the feast of dedication, or the Hanukkah or Hanukkah, right? Read on, but check this out.
Verse 6. And they kept 8 days with gladness, as in the Feast of Tabernacles.
Right, they kept 8 days with gladness, just like the Feast of Tabernacles. Come on.
Remembering that not long afore they had held the Feast of Tabernacles, when as they wandered in the mountains and dens like beasts.
See that? It said, look, they were fleeing from the Greek. There was a war going on with the Greeks, and they were fleeing from the Greeks. So they had to wander in caves and mountains and dens like beasts. But guess what? They still kept the Feast of Tabernacles. Kind? Because the Feast of Tabernacles, you out in the wild anyway. Kind? So they still kept the feast, showing you throughout our history, what was our people always into? Going back to the law, statutes, and commandments. Kind? Right, go ahead. Verse 7.
Verse 7. Therefore they bare branches and fair bows and palms also, and sang psalms unto him that had given them good success in cleansing his place.
Go ahead.
They ordained also by a common statute and decree that every year those days should be kept of the whole nation of the Jews.
See that? So they ordained, this is when the Feast of Dedication was ordained as a feast day amongst Israel, but they patterned it after the Feast of Tabernacles. And this particular Feast of Dedication, they even took the boughs and branches and palms of the trees and sang psalms as a memorial to the Feast of Tabernacles. Kind? All right, so go from there, Genesis 33 and 18. Genesis chapter 33 and verse 18. We out here, y'all. This is real tabernacling. In the darkness of the woods. Good?
Yeah.
Oh, praises. So just a few scripts. That was just a few scripts on the law of the tabernacles. Khan, y'all can go back over those, read the chapters, the full chapter, the chapters before and after to get the full understanding. Genesis 33 and 18.
Khan, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 33, verse 18. When everyone has it, please say Khan.